to know how the Visors became, how they became the people they are today. And you know what? In the present time, we got a whole war of the Soul Reapers going on against the Arankars, the Spawners, everything, against Aizen, to tell you the truth. And you know what? We're going to go back into the past and see how everyone was back then, like where some people weren't there, and the Visors, man, becoming holification, or trying to control the holification, because throughout that time with Kisuke trying to fix the holification problem, they were training to control their holification powers. And I'm going to explain everything back in the past, how this happened and how they became the people they became today, and how they control their powers. But mostly, I'm going to say like this: we're getting back to the past chapter. I know I promised you guys a review last night of the past arc for Bleach during the summer filler week, but I couldn't give it to you last night, man. We had some, current things going on right now, so yeah, let's get on with this, and I'll give you another review of the One Piece thing. I don't know if it's today or maybe tomorrow, but I will definitely get on it. So anyway, in this review of the Bleach Past Arc, it was just totally amazing. An amazing filler arc. And we go back to 101 or 100 years ago, yeah, 101 years ago, of the Soul Reapers, and the old Soul Reapers that weren't there in the present time, that are still wanted or whatever. Like how Kisuke was, he was a Soul Reaper back then, and he was wanted right now in the present time because of what happened, and he was stripped of his Soul Reaper powers for being accused, like. Basically, he was accused of conducting holification experiments on Shinji and the others, but I'll get back to the past. 101 years ago, it basically starts off with Shinji Hirako as a captain and Aizen as a lieutenant. And the thing that happens, is that we get some funny moments in this. We also get Mayuri Kurotsuchi, who's also going to help Kisuke with the Department of Research and Development. We have Hiyori, who's also, one of the Visors. Shinji, one of the Visors. Rose, one of the Visors. Then Love, and who else? Mashiro and Kensei and Lisa and Hachi, I believe. And the crazy things that went on in this type of episode is we had our funny moments. We have people being promoted to captain and promoted to lieutenant. We have Aizen as a lieutenant. And we see Kid Shuhei. We also see Kid Shuhei, and as a kid, way before he becomes a lieutenant in the present time. We see Kaname Tozen, who was a good guy once, but was actually acting as a good guy in order to be bad in the present time, along with Aizen and Ginichimaru, who was Kin Ginichimaru, who was a kid back then. But for the rest of the things that happen, we also see the thing about the holification thing. We move forward to the mask incident. And things get out of hand. I mean, we see Yoruichi and Kisuke training, and we hear that Kisuke is going to be captain because of the captain exam and all that stuff. And yes, he becomes a captain. We still have Retsu Unohana, who was still a captain, and let's see who else. Retsu Unohana, Kensei. It's been long since I've seen this arc, so I can't really remember. But you'll get a picture of them right here. So yeah. Let's continue. These are the captains right here. And for the rest of the things that happen, I'm going to go a little bit forward and tell you the rest of the things that happen. We pay a little visit to the Maggot's Nest and see how these dudes are so crazy as hell. And what happens after that is we see young Nanao when they're doing their battle against the holification Kensei. And the thing that happens is, Lisa. To tell you the truth, Lisa actually knew Nanao as a kid. Like, as a kid, wow, that's a bit crazy. And then, it's crazy because Lisa is the lieutenant of Captain Kyoku right now, but in the present time, Nanao is the lieutenant of Captain Kyoku. That's a bit crazy. I mean, they probably after everything that's happened in this arc, they probably just switched from their lieutenants and all that stuff and just got new captains. But what I'm trying to explain is that in this arc, there were amazing things. It was how the maps were created, and how and how Shinji and them got these how they got these crazy powers and were uncontrolled of them. But in the present time, they're in control of them now. That's why we're in the past to talk about everything and Aizen's betrayal for the first time. But if Aizen betrayed them the first time, got Kisuke wanted, in trouble, sent back to the world of the living. That doesn't explain how Aizen just, became a captain after that. Did he just lay low or something during the whole Soul Reaper arc or something? Because because like the Soul Society arc, that was a crazy one, and we see Aizen still as a captain, and that's a bit crazy how they still accept him, and these people don't know anything that happened. I mean, where was the head captain at the time? Was everyone asleep or something? But the things that went crazy here was the rest of the advisors, as you all know, in the present time that were in the past, were all being, were all being consumed by the holification. And what happened is Aizen's the one who went crazy on this crazy move, on this crazy holification technique. Aizen's the one who did everything. He started everything, and that's basically why we're here right now. And with time passing, everything that's happened, Kisuke being wanted and having to, he was having to go back to the world of the living, he was having to be stripped of his Soul Reaper powers. It was thanks to Yoruichi that he was saved, that he was, saved by them. And thanks to Yoruichi that Hachi was saved too. And after that, not Hachi. It was thanks to Yoruichi that Tessai. We also get a look at Tessai too, because he's here too. It was thanks to Yoruichi that Tessai and Kisuke were safe. And the thing that happens is during these a bit of years or days, months, it would take Kisuke a couple days, Kisuke and Tessai a couple days to fix this holification incident and get Shinji and the others back. With the new Gigai prototypes, it was good enough. I mean, they were stripped of their Soul Reaper powers, so I understand that too. And to think that they were going to be, named Hollows after, what did Shinji and the others do? They just went out to help and, stop the whole holification thing. But Aizen then, the evil Aizen, that was just crazy. Kaname Tosen and Ginichimaru. And Ginichimaru as a kid, the first time we saw Ginichimaru as a kid, we didn't know he would be a bloodthirsty killer as a kid. I gotta say, he was powerful, really powerful. So for the rest of it that happened, we get back to the present time and see the battle between the Soul Reapers and the Arancars, the Spadas, and mostly Aizen. And, we see Shinji and them preparing to take off and go against them. They're ready to go, man. And that's basically where we ended right there, because Shinji and the others are getting ready to face, the Arancars and them and team up with the Soul Reapers. But do they want to team up with the Soul Reapers? The new captains and all that stuff? I don't think so. Because they sure don't, because the Soul Reapers sure don't know Shinji and them as captains and lieutenants. I mean, basically, the Soul Reapers of the present time, you could say that the people who are captains and lieutenants now probably took Shinji and the other spots as captain and lieutenant. That's basically why we have the new captains and lieutenants to this very day. Like Shuhei, who was a kid at the past chapter and grown up at this part now. So it's crazy now. Basically, Tozen training with, Tozen and, Tozen as a captain and Shuhei, the lieutenant, growing up stronger. And we got Momo, who is the lieutenant, and Aizen, the captain. And then Ginichimaru, I guess he's the captain, and Izuru, the lieutenant. So I gotta say, that's where I ended there, and that's basically how everything happened. We had the whole holification incident with Kisuke and the thing that happened, Kisuke being blamed, and it was basically Aizen who did all that stuff. Not to mention that Shinji wasn't, I don't think Shinji was the captain. Aizen just said that he chose Shinji, he chose Shinji to be the lieutenant. So basically, in reality, Shinji wasn't the captain at all. He was the lieutenant, and Aizen was the captain. And, the whole thing with, Aizen planning his stuff while setting a fake copy of himself to help out Shinji whenever. So basically, at the beginning of this past chapter arc, that was basically what Aizen was doing. Everything was a joke. That was a bit crazy. Even when it looked like him at the beginning of it. But yeah, guys, that's basically all. Stay tuned for my One Piece post-war arc review. I'll probably be doing that, don't know when. But stay tuned, and True Swordsman out.